Hey everyone, what's going on? This is hopesvoix makeup, and again I am jumping right into it. First I am going in with my Neutrogena combination skin moisturizer and moisturizing my face, and then I'm taking this Wet n Wild coverall primer to prime my face, and I am moisturizing my chappy lips with my Jack Black lip therapy. Now I am going in with my color corrector. This is my usual, my holy grail, my LA Girl Pro Conceal Orange Corrector, and I am correcting all of my usual areas underneath my eye, above my lips, below my lips, and I go ahead and cover all of my acne scars as well. And then I take my finger and just blend everything in with a patting motion. Now I'm going in for my brows. I'm taking this NYX brow the brow gel in the shade Espresso, and I absolutely love this. Like, it ain't going nowhere, y'all. It's waterproof and it really slicks down the hairs on your brows, and it's bomb. So now I'm taking my spoolie and just brushing everything upwards to just kind of blend that out a bit so the lines aren't too harsh on my brows. Next, I'm cleaning up my brows with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. And again, I go underneath and above my brows. And once I'm done with that, I take my concealer brush and just blend all of that concealer out. So that way everything is nice and seamless. I am now taking that same concealer and placing it on my lids and using it as my eyelid primer for my eyeshadow. I've really been enjoying doing this. I've never done it before because I thought that concealer would probably make my eyelids crease, but this is working out pretty nicely. I really enjoy using the concealer as my lid primer. Now I'm taking my BH Cosmetics contour palette and I'm taking that light shade and I'm using that to go ahead and set the concealer before I actually add on my color shadow to my eye look. Now I'm going into my Juvia's Place Saharan palette and I'm taking the shade Katsina as my transition shade. And I'm placing Katsina all throughout my crease. Going back into the Saharan palette, I'm taking the shade Jamila, and I'm using that to define the crease of my outer V, and I'm also dragging the excess of that shade into my crease with Katsina. Now going into my Juvia's Place Z palette, I'm taking that Juvia's Place single eyeshadow in the shade Ethiopia, and I'm using that to deepen that clayish reddish brown color in my outer V, because again I'm going for that flamey type look, so I need that red going on and just being blown out above the lid in order to intensify that gold that I'm going to place on the lid. So now I'm taking my Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, and they have a shade in there that's also the whole color scheme that I'm trying to go for. It is the shade Ada, which is also like a clay reddish brownish color, and I really love those types of shades. They're very, very earthy. And I'm taking that and I'm packing it on my outer V, and I'm taking my blending brush and blending it out. Now going back into the Saharan palette, I'm taking the shade Senegal, which is like a light coppery gold color. And I think it matches very well with the other shades that I used in my crease and in my outer V in order to get that flaming look that I'm going for. So I'm packing that all over my lid, and I'm going back in with my blending brush to blend out the edges, so that way there aren't any harsh lines between the lid shade and the crease shades. And for my brow bone, I'm taking the shade Zoya from the Saharan palette and using that to highlight my brow bone. Now I'm taking this e.l.f. Intense Ink eyeliner. I'm not sure if that's what it's called. I think I think it is Intense Ink. I'm not sure, but I did get this eyeliner when I made an order on elf.com, and I went back to look for it, and I really can't find it. I don't know if it was something that was being discontinued. I'm not even sure, but once I find out the real name of this eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and place it in the description box. But I'm taking that to create my wing. Again, for my wing, you know I don't like the line that is on my lid to be too thick. I prefer the wing just alone to be thick, but not the line above my eye. I like to make that very, very thin. But I did do a dramatic wing for this look. So I just kind of create the tail of the wing and then drag the end of that tail over towards my lid in order to complete the wing, and then I fill in the rest. And now I'm taking this Colourpop eyeliner in the shade Get Paid, and I am placing it on my waterline. It is like a coppery gold shade as well, similar to the shade that I placed on my lid from the Saharan palette. Now I'm going in with my Loreal Pro Matte Foundation. This is a little bit dark for me, but it was the closest I could find to my skin tone. This is the shade 112 Koko, and I'm dotting it all over my face. I actually got it on my shirt. I cut the clip out, but I had got it on my shirt and I had to clean it up, but it's okay, no big deal. I had on black anyway. So I'm just going to blend that in with my beauty blender, and even though it's dark, the end result is still good because you know you always have concealer to just help brighten everything up. So it was cool. I really like this foundation. I just wish they had more shades. I think for a summer shade it works better for me than in the springtime or the winter time, of course, because you know our skin tends to get a little lighter in the cooler months. So yeah, now I'm going in with my Colourpop brow pencil in the shade Bangin' Brunette, and I'm just fixing up any brow that I lost when I put on my foundation, because sometimes I go ham with that beauty blender and I get it all over my brows that I've already done. So I'm just going and fixing up anything that may have gotten lost. Now taking my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Caramel, I'm using that to highlight underneath my eyes, bridge of my nose, my forehead, Cupid's bow, and my chin. And then I'm going to take the other side of that same beauty blender and I'm going to blend it out. Now to set the concealer, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm setting everywhere that I placed concealer. To set my entire face, of course, I'm going in with my holy grail, my ride or die, my Black Radiance Soft Focus Powder in the shade Creamy Bronze Finish 9202. That is the middle shade because, again, they have only 3 shades. And I absolutely love this powder. So I'm taking it and just patting it all over my face. Going back into my Masquerade palette, I am taking the shade Ada, and I'm taking my e.l.f. smudge brush and using that to place Ada underneath my lash line, my bottom lash line. And that's the only shade I use to smoke out my bottom lash line. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going back into my Masquerade palette and I'm taking the shade Dahlia. I'm also using that for my inner corner. I'm sorry, I thought that the brow bone part was up before. Did I cut that part out? I don't even remember. But I did use that same shade to highlight my brow bone, I think. So if I did, I might have lost the footage. My apologies. So now I am contouring my face. I'm using my Covergirl Ebony bronzer. And I'm using that to, I already contoured my nose, and I'm going to chisel my cheekbones like I usually do with my e.l.f. contour brush, and then I'm going to go in with my Morphe contour blender and just blend everything out. Now taking my Becca and Jaclyn Hill highlighter and blush palette, I'm going in with the shade Pamplemousse as my blush, and then after that I'm going to take the shade Prosecco Pop and use that as my highlight. Prosecco Pop is a nice golden shade, and I thought that it would add a nice touch to the whole flaming gold look that I was going for, and I thought that it's a pretty good match for the color that I have on my lid. So I'm highlighting the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, my forehead, my Cupid's bow, all of the usual areas, and of course my cheekbones. Look how I glow, look how I glow. I absolutely love Prosecco Pop. off camera, I went ahead and coated my lashes with my Maybelline Push Up Angel Mascara. Then I set my face with my e.l.f. setting mist. And now I'm going in for the lips with my Colourpop liner and lipstick by Kathleenlights and Colourpop in the shade Taurus. The lipstick and the liner are the exact same shade, so I'm going in and just filling out my outer lips and then filling in the rest with the lipstick color. Lastly, I'm going in with my Koko lashes in the style Koko, and I'm using my House of Lashes lash glue, and I am placing that on. Of course, I place the lash center first, and then I stick on the edges. And y'all know putting on lashes is still a struggle for me, so I had to go in there and make sure it was on right. So here we have the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I hope that you can subscribe to my channel and also to follow me on all of my social media. Everything will be in the description box along with the products that were mentioned in this video. Peace. See you next time.